everybody! Today I am going to be doing a book review on Entwined by Dixon. Now before I get started, I just want to quickly mention that this book review is going to be a little bit different from my other ones. Normally I will take notes and make a list of all the things I want to mention, but this was a totally spur-of-the-moment decision to do this book review, so if it's a little bit all over the place, my apologies, but I didn't make notes ahead of time, so I'm kind of just winging it. So Entwined is a 12 Dancing Princesses retelling. Now right off the bat, I just want to say that I never read the original 12 Dancing Princesses tale, so I can't really tell you how similar it is to the original story. I've only ever seen the Barbie movie, but I don't know how similar that is to the original tale either. For those of you who don't know what it's about, basically there are these 12 princesses who love to dance. I bet you couldn't have guessed that. And like most fairy tales, one of the parents passes away. In this case it is the mother. And the other parent, in this case is the father, becomes really distant and forlorn. So the entire palace basically goes into mourning. So they have to close all of the windows and they have to wear black and they can't sing or dance for, I believe, an entire year, which is just terrible for these princesses because that's what they love to do most, is dancing. I also want to just mention quickly that the castle that they live in is magical, and at first I thought they were going to make some kind of connection with Beauty and the Beast because they talk about having an enchanted tea set, and I believe at another point they said that they had a magical candelabra, and I was like, Beauty and the Beast, but that's where that starts and ends. So that connection was never made. But basically, this one day, the princesses find this passageway to this silver forest where there is this beautiful pavilion and they can dance there every day. I'm not really sure how to explain this part, but basically there is this guy who is trapped in this silver forest, in this pavilion, and he's called the Keeper. I like to keep my reviews pretty spoiler free, so I'm not really sure how much I should go into this, but basically the Keeper gets creepier and creepier as the story goes on, and it's kind of like every day that the princesses go back there, the Keeper kind of sucks them in and eventually will entrap them there. So that's about all I really want to say about the story. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but I gave this book 3.5 out of 5 stars. Now I know for some people that's a pretty low rating depending on how you rate books, but for me 3 and above is a good book for me. So I did really enjoy this book, and one of the things I loved most about it was that the writing was very vivid. Like, you could picture everything in your head. I think this would make such a beautiful movie because the dancing scenes would be so beautiful in a film. Even though the writing was very vivid and you could picture everything in your head, there were two things that I always got a bit confused and found it very difficult to picture in my head. One was the sisters. Because there are 12 of them, I kept forgetting who was who, how old they were, because they range from like a baby to like 18 years old or 16 or 18 years old. So I kept getting confused as to when a princess would talk, I would picture them in my head as being an older girl, but they were only like 5. So that was one of the things that I kept getting kind of confused picturing in my head. And the other things were the dancing scenes. Now if you know about dancing and you're into that stuff, I'm sure it'd be a lot easier for you to picture these scenes in your head. But for me, I know nothing about dancing. I don't dance. I stink at dancing. So I could not picture what it was that they were doing in my head. So in the end, I did really enjoy this book. I am someone who quite likes creepier stories. In a sense, this was almost like a bit of like a thriller or a horror story. It does get pretty creepy towards the end. So I really enjoyed that about the book. Would I recommend this book to you? If you are a true fairy tale lover, you will love this story, and I would highly recommend it to you. If you love dancing, I would highly recommend this to you. So overall, I really did enjoy this book. The reason I didn't give it a full 4 or 5 stars was because the first half of the book I found was pretty boring. The actual action and mystery doesn't really start until the second half of the book, but like, in a sense, I kind of understand why it was boring at the beginning, because they do go into mourning, so they can't do anything, they can't dance, And like, I mean, the author kind of wants you to feel that, like how horrible it is that it's like really boring because you can't really do anything now. So yeah, that is about all I have to say about this book. I'm sorry if that was really rambly and all over the place. I don't even know if I made all of the points that I wanted to and explain everything that I wanted to talk about, but yeah, let me know in the comments if you read this book and what you thought about it, or if it's a book that you are interested in reading. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you'd like to see more of my videos, and I will see you in my next one. Bye! Today I am going to be doing that was way too excited. Basically, the creeper. Fun when you're talking about books. It doesn't have to be really cat. I just talked about not editing my videos and my cat has to make a really loud noise. I know for a fact that my videos aren't going to be completely unedited because my cat is currently crying, which is making horrifying noises in the background. I just totally jinxed myself by saying this video was going to be unedited because now my cat is crying in the background and it sounds really sad, and that's not what you want to hear when watching a book video.